All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Stephanie Myers, and I am coming to you from the University of North Texas. As Indra mentioned in the chat, we are in Denton, Texas. Thank you all for being here today, and thank you for sharing where you're coming to us from. I see there's a bunch from Texas, Dallas area, and then some from Chicago and Indiana, and all over the country. So we are super excited to have you here today. We are going to talk about the fully online degrees that the University of North Texas offers in partnership with Coursera. The two degrees we are specifically talking about today are the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences, or the BAAS. You might hear me refer to it as that. And then the Bachelor of Science in General Business, which we also refer to shorthand, the BSGB. During this information session, we are going to talk about the two degrees, what makes them different, also what makes them similar, the student services offered to you as fully online students to be successful, and then also the admissions process. So definitely there's going to be a live question and answer at the end of this information session. So any and all questions that you have, be sure to put them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and we will answer them live for you. Okay, so we are going to start off with a poll question here just to kind of gather where you all are at in your education process. So the question is, where are you currently in the admissions process for these degrees? Are you gathering information? Have you spoken with a Coursera enrollment coach? Have you applied? And even have you been admitted? So just take a second. Please, everyone, fill out this poll question so we can gather some important information for us as we continue on in this session. Okay, so it looks like majority of you are here today gathering more information, which is super awesome because we have a lot of information for you that will hopefully help you to make an informed decision of whether or not you want to pursue one of these degrees. We also have two of you who have already been admitted to UNT, which is super exciting. We're excited to have you. And classes start August 21st, so coming up here in a little bit. Okay, so we are going to talk a little bit about what makes these programs unique from those even other programs at UNT and then those at other schools. So both of these degrees, the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences and the Bachelor of Science in General Business, they are 100% online degrees. We have had the question before, you know, as I get closer to graduating, does that mean I'll have to come on campus for a test or an exam? No, that's not the case. They are 100% online. They also have what we call structured flexibility. So what does that mean? Basically, you will have a syllabus for each and every class that you take, and you will have your due dates and deadlines for tests, assignments, quizzes, anything on there. You will follow that syllabi. So let's say you have something due Friday, but like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are crazy busy with your job or with your families. So okay, I need to set aside the time on maybe the weekend prior or Monday to get that assignment done, turn it in before Friday. So this means that you're never going to have to be on your computer at a certain day, at a certain time to get your class time in. You won't have to do that. It's basically following the syllabi and the due dates and deadlines. Our students find this super nice because they say it really fits into their life. and the degree is really working for them, because majority of people who are pursuing these degrees are working full-time or part-time, have families, have a lot going on besides just school. So the flexibility there is key. Also, another important point with both of these degrees, they are very low cost. And actually, they are our lowest cost programs at UNT. Each class that we offer typically is a 3 credit hour class. The credits are $330 a credit hour. And so total, that's $990 for most courses. That's not including books or any additional fees on top of that, but that is your flat rate. And that is for anyone who does these degree programs, whether they're in Texas, out of state, or international, it's all the same exact cost. Then also to fit in with the flexibility, these classes are offered in an 8-week format, whereas typical traditional degree programs are the 16 weeks, the full semester long, but these classes are 8 weeks. So in the fall here, we're going to start August 21st, and then that will run 8-week 1 session to about mid-October. And then 8-week 2 will start in the fall, mid-October through December. Same thing in the spring. There's a January to March 8-week 1, and then March to May 8-week 2. And then in the summer, as a current student, you can take summer courses, and there's one 8-week session currently in the summer. It runs from June to about end of July. So our current students are just wrapping up those summer classes actually this week. And then very important, any university that you choose, you want to make sure that diploma is coming from the University of North Texas. It doesn't say online, it does not say Coursera, it is a true UNT degree that you are receiving. Okay, so we have another poll question here about how many credit hours do you currently have? Do you have 0, between 1 and 45, 46 to 90, more than 90, or you don't know? So take a second and please answer the poll. Okay, so it looks like with the results of the poll, majority of you are between 46 and 90 hours that you already have earned at a prior institution. We have a couple that have more than 90, a couple that are between 1 and 45, and then a few that don't know. So this is helpful because right now we are going to actually talk about the difference between the 2 degrees and which one might fit you better based off of the credit hours that you already have. Okay, so now we're going to talk about these 2 degrees. The Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences degree, or the BAAS. So this degree accepts a maximum of 90 credit hours into it and a minimum of 30 credit hours. So the majority of you are actually in that sweet spot, the 46 to 90 credit hours, and some with a little more than 90 credits. So the BAAS degree will be able to use and maximize majority of your credits. And that's what's so unique about this degree, because it does accept a lot of credit. The degree accepts technical credit, which are a lot of the community colleges offer, like EMS credit or cosmetology, paralegal, super common. There's also like networking classes. So those are considered technical, and a lot of traditional degrees do not accept technical credit, but this one does. So that does make the BAAS very unique, as well as if you are US military or prior military, you can get credit off of your joint service transcript, and that can count towards academic credit. So that's a big perk of this degree as well. And then military, your DD 214, if you have one of those, that can count as 4 hours of phys ed credit. So credit, again, is given to a whole bunch of different things within the BAAS degree. And then community college credit is also within there. So you can transfer in a lot of credit into that degree. And the whole purpose of that degree is to maximize the credit you already have so that you can finish a lot faster than you would if you were completely starting over and your credits didn't count. So that is a perk of the BAAS degree. The Bachelor of Science in General Business is more catered to freshmen and those who have 45 or fewer credit hours. So if you fall within that, you might want to consider this degree. The Bachelor of Science in General Business is a true business degree from our College of Business at UNT. As mentioned before, the BAAS, it's super high flexibility. The BSGB is a little bit more individualized. The advisors will take a look at your credit and determine if it can be used. And because it is AA CSB, which is the highest accreditation for a business school, there are rules within there they have to follow in terms of what credits can be accepted. The BAAS degree is multidisciplinary. And that basically means because we're trying to maximize your credit you've already earned, you're bringing in probably a bunch of different credit. And then once you get to UNT, they place that in your degree plan. And depending upon how much credit you have left, there are 3 concentrations within the BAAS degree. Some of you might have to pick one concentration, others might pick all 3, just dependent on the number of credit hours you're bringing in. But the concentrations offered in the BAAS degree are all focused towards what the business world wants and needs, and things that are basically like hot jobs right now. So we have concentration in data analytics, which is super popular. We have administration and organizational supervision, which are made up of a lot of business management classes from our College of Business. We have social wellness and community, media innovation, which is journalism courses from our College of Journalism. And then we have consumer behavior and hospitality management, which are all from our College of Merchandising and Hospitality. So obviously there's a lot of different areas you can choose from. And then when you combine that with the credits you're already bringing in, it creates a very multidisciplinary degree. The Bachelor of Science in General Business, as I said before, it is a true business degree from UNT. So it's going to cover the full scope of business disciplines. You will have your pre-business courses, which are like econ, macro and microeconomics. You'll have accounting 1 and 2. There's also marketing classes and management classes, business law. So there's a lot of different full business courses you'll be taking within there. And for both of these degrees, you do have full-time and part-time options as a student. And this is solely based off of you, whatever you want to do. Also probably based off of if you are receiving financial aid. There are some caveats to that in order to be full-time, if you're receiving financial aid, you have to take 4 classes over the 2 8 weeks. So you would take 2 classes in 8-week 1, 2 in 8-week 2, for a total of 4, which gives you 12 credit hours, which is full-time status for a student. And then part-time status would be taking 1 class each 8 weeks for a total of 6 hours over the full 16, and that would put you at part-time status. If you have the flexibility, you're not using aid or a scholarship that requires you to be full or part-time, you could go ahead and say, I want to take 2 classes in 8-week 1 and 1 in 8-week 2. Totally up to you. These degrees, like we said, fit with your lifestyle and are extremely flexible. Also, both degrees, once you graduate with them, they are bachelor's, true bachelor's degrees. You can go on and pursue a master's degree. The BAAS degree, we have a ton of people who have gone on to UNT master's degree programs, as well as other schools. And we have a lot of people in advanced data analytics. They've done the data analytics concentration in their undergrad, and they're like, yes, I want to go on and do this. We've had a lot of people go on into an MBA program with the BAAS. There's some in education. So it really just depends, but you can definitely pursue a graduate degree with the BAAS. Also, with the BSGB, you can go on and pursue a graduate degree. Most people from that will go on and pursue an MBA. It prepares you for that. And there are a bunch of different MBAs that we offer, and also fully online options at the University of North Texas. So just keep that in mind, but also know that people who do these degrees, I always like to say, if you already have a lot of credit and you don't want to waste that credit, because that's time and that's money, these degrees are great because you can probably finish these degrees very quickly, and then move on to a graduate degree in the same amount of time it might have taken to just do a completely new bachelor's. So just keep that in mind as well. They're both great options to save time and money. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the admissions process. We have a QR code here on the screen. So if you are listening to this and you're like, this fits my life, I want to do, the BAAS or the BSGB, and right now I know this for sure, you can go ahead and apply by using the QR code. The last date to apply for the fall semester is August 16th. So it's coming up here in a few weeks. We always recommend, as we're getting closer to the semester start, which is August 21st, try to apply ASAP to get all of your information in, transcripts, everything like that, so that you can start on the 21st with no issues. If you are like, maybe it's too close, I don't know if I want to start August 21st, still, if you apply now and you get admitted and you don't want to start on the 21st for 8-week 1, you can start in 8-week 2 if you've been admitted for the fall. You can start in October instead of in August. So just keep that in mind as well. And then the application for 2024, spring 2024, is also open, and it's an option to you if you wanted to start then. If you are like, this is great, this info session gave me more info, but I kind of want to know with my specific situation, my specific credits, what this will look like before I actually apply to UNT, we definitely recommend that you speak with a Coursera enrollment coach. And we actually have 2 of them on the call, and I'm going to let them talk right now to talk about what they do, how they can help you. And I will introduce to you Sarah and Ray.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Trail. I'm an enrollment coach at Coursera on behalf of the University of North Texas. I primarily work with the students in the Bachelor of Science and General Business program, but I also help out with the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences program. I love chatting with you and assisting you as you navigate your process. Ray and I were both here to support you from this point all the way until you begin your courses to make your process as smooth as possible. So please reach out if you need anything. We are here and happy to help you, and we look forward to following up with you. Thanks.
Ray, it looks like you're on mute.
My
There you go.
apologies. I'm on mute. I'm mute here. Sorry about that. My name is Ray. Thank you for that introduction, Sarah. It's much appreciated. I'm always in answering any questions you may have regarding the program. I'm always here to assist in any way that I can to facilitate and hopefully ensure a smooth transition through the full process of enrolling and seeing you through the graduation. So welcome.
Awesome, thank you. So as I said again, Sarah and Ray, they're super awesome. And if you feel that even after this, you need more information on the degree, please reach out to them. Indra is going to put in the chat. She already put it in the chat because she's on top of things. If you want to schedule with them, there's 2 links in the chat, the UNT BAAS and the UNT BSGB. So go ahead, sign up for some time to talk with them, and they will definitely be able to help answer any questions you might have. Also, just keep in mind when you're applying that the application fee for US domestic students is $75. And if you have attended UNT in the past and you are a returning student, you will not have to pay the application fee again. So just keep that in mind as well. And then hopefully once you submit your application, you are obviously awaiting an admissions decision. So once you fully submit everything on your application and then pay the application fee, you can expect the next things. So these things are, you'll receive an email to the email that you used with your application, and it will say next steps in the UNT application process. At that point, you'll be given instructions on activating your UNT account. And the way you do that is through ams.unt.edu. Once you activate your account, you'll have full access to log into your MyUNT, which is the little picture shown here. When you log into MyUNT, that's your student portal. So you are going to see anything that you're missing on your to-do list at that point. Those things that you could be missing are like transcripts. Admission still needs a transcript from you. For our international students, they might need English proficiency. So anything that you're missing and anything that's showing up on your to-do list, you will need to complete that. There are also other tabs on that screen for you. So once you're ready to enroll in courses, then that will show up there as well. Financial, making payments and things, that's in your student center too. So really that is the main hub of everything that you'll need throughout your degree program. Okay, so now that we've talked about the degrees, we've talked about admissions, funding your degree, super important to everyone. As I mentioned again, it is a super low cost degree for both of these degree programs, but also you definitely will want to try to fill out the FAFSA that can help you towards money for your classes. Keep in mind that the FAFSA is first come, first serve. So yes, the application is still open for fall classes right now, but know that if you fill out your FAFSA towards the beginning, then you'll have a higher chance of receiving more aid. The FAFSA, you do have to do a new one every academic year. So if you start this fall, it would cover fall and spring, and then you'll have to do another one for next fall and spring, and so on. Also, if you want to use federal aid in the summer for summer courses, there's a separate application for summer classes. So keep that in mind, but you can find more information at studentaid.gov. Then once you're fully admitted to UNT, we do have an Eagle scholarship portal. Definitely recommend that you go into this portal, fill out a profile, and then the profile matches you with scholarship opportunities based off of the information that you input. So at that point, you can look through a bunch of different opportunities, apply to them, and hopefully get scholarship monies. Another way that you can receive aid is through a tuition benefit, which are through employers. A lot of employers offer the usual $52.50 a year towards classes. So definitely check with your employer if they have a benefit. It is actually one of the most underutilized benefits. So take a look into that. Also, private scholarships. So if you are part of a certain organization or a church that offers scholarships, you can also go for those. And then, of course, loans, and UNT also offers payment plans that you can utilize during your time in the degree program. Okay, so super important as fully online students, we want to make sure that you know that you have a lot of different student resources at your fingertips to help you be successful. Right here, you can see kind of an image with our online wraparound services. We want all of our online students to be successful. And we are going to watch a little video here that kind of touches on these different services.
At UNT, we make sure you are cared for from your first login to your first step across the stage at graduation and beyond. We know that with busy lives and hectic schedules, the last thing students need is to spend time trying to figure out where to go for support. That's why we created premium student wraparound services. Our concierge service starts with the learner platform support team who receives your inquiry and answers it or ensures it is immediately routed to the experts you need without the runaround. To start on the right track, get connected to a success coach. Our success coaches will help you set goals and identify the steps you need to take for success. Your success coach will check in periodically and help you make adjustments as your goals develop. How do I find balance while seeking my degree? What are some good stress relief practices? How do I prep for finals? These questions and more can be answered by a mentor. Mentors at UNT are often upper-class students in your major who have walked the very path you are on. They can bring insight through their experiences unique to UNT online degree programs and share tips while getting to know you. Your academic advisor will work with you before you even apply to the program. Your advisor will help you get the most out of your previously earned credits as you create your own pathway to graduation. Looking for help in one of your classes? Our tutors are here for you. The Learning Center at UNT offers a wide variety of tutoring options, including one-on-one tutoring, drop-in tutoring on Zoom, Ask a Tutor, and TutorTube that will help you learn the concepts you need to succeed in each and all of your classes. Whether you are career climbing, switching, or exploring, career counseling at the UNT Career Center can guide you through your next steps. Your career coach can help you with resume writing, interview skills, skills assessments, connecting you with your next career, and much more. At UNT, we are a caring, creative community that stretches across the globe. With over 40,000 students and over 400,000 alumni, your success matters to us, no matter where you are. See you soon!
Okay, so we hope you enjoyed that short little video, but that kind of outlines all the different student services that we offer to our online students. And just know that if you're ever struggling with anything, we here, myself, Indra, Kevin, as program staff, we want to know and we want to help you because ultimately we want you to graduate and we want you to move on towards your other goals. So know that no matter what, you do have the support here. Just always reach out and we'd be happy to help. Okay, so we have one more poll question. If y'all could answer this one, what is your next step? Are you going to talk with an enrollment coach, fill out an application, fill out your FAFSA, check your email for admit directions, or are you just still thinking about what's right for you? Okay, so results are in. It looks like majority of you want to talk to a Coursera enrollment coach, which is super awesome. So again, those links to sign up for an appointment with them are in the chat. So be sure to sign up to talk with them there. We also have a couple people who are going to apply, which is super exciting. And then a few who've already applied but need to check their admit directions. And then a few others who are just still thinking, which is totally fine. Okay, so before we kind of hop into our live Q&A, we'll see who is paying attention during this information session. So throughout this presentation, we have kind of hidden some UNT fast facts. The first question, and I'll have y'all put the answer in the chat, please, if you know the answer. So the music at the beginning of this presentation was what band? And put it in the chat if you know the answer. Yep, you got it, Stan. It's the 1 o'clock lab band. And UNT is actually very well known for our music school, and we have the 1 o'clock lab band. You can actually access their music, which is what we're doing, through their YouTube, and you can listen to it there. So great job. Who is the UNT official mascot? There we go. Yes, Scrappy. Y'all got that one easy. Scrappy the Eagle is the UNT official mascot. What tier research university is UNT? Hint, it's the highest tier. There we go. Okay, we got one. Yes, so UNT is a tier 1. Thank you, Stan. Yes, mega awesome. So we are a tier 1 research university, and that's based on the Carnegie classification. That means we do a lot of different research in a lot of different areas and are contributing towards a lot of different writings and research projects, that sort of thing. So that's awesome. Okay, so you guys got the official UNT mascot. Who or what is the unofficial UNT mascot? Yeah, you guys got it. The unofficial mascot is the albino squirrel named Lucky. I didn't know there was such a thing before I came to UNT, but it is known that if you see Lucky on campus, which people have seen Lucky on campus, you have luck for the rest of the semester, which is super great. And then the very last question, the UNT flag is a green version of what flag? Yep, there we go. So a green version of the Texas flag. Awesome. You guys were super great with this. You were paying attention. You know your UNT. So that is super awesome. And now we are going to hop into our Q&A.
Okay, we have a great question, Stephanie, to kick things off. I'm Indra, by the way. I'm one of the program staff here at UNT. Let's see. I would like to utilize my post 9/11 GI Bill, and for the full benefits, I'd need an in-person course. Would it be possible to take these same programs and attend a class or two in person?
So with these programs, they are fully online. Indra, do you know?
Well, yeah, these programs are 100% online. However, there are on-campus versions of these programs. We do have a hybrid BAAS program where you can take the majority of your classes online. Those would be taught in 16-week sessions instead of 8-week sessions. So instead of having 2 8-week sessions in the fall and 2 8-week in the spring, you would have 1 16-week semester for most of your classes. But a lot of the classes that you take for the BAAS hybrid can be taken online, although some would be taken on campus. If you're interested in the general business program, then there are on-campus business programs that are, depending on what program you're interested in, you might be able to take classes at the Denton campus, the Frisco campus, with also some online options. Again, those classes would most likely be the 16-week format. Most of the classes that are 8-week format are one of these 2 fully online Coursera program, but that you do have options for doing, a hybrid format where you would take a lot of your classes online, but some of them would be on one of the campuses, either the Denton campus or the Frisco campus. So if you would like to reach out to Ray or Sarah, depending on which program you're interested in, and then they can chat to you a little bit more, and then they can refer you to us, and we'll get you connected with the program advisor for whatever on-campus program you're interested in. So, and then we have another great question here from a student who's already admitted for the BAAS degree. Congratulations. They're excited to begin. They would like to know how many credits they have left until they graduate. I want to know, is this something that Ray can help them with, or do they need to wait to speak with an advisor? And when do we get time to schedule time with an advisor? So
Yeah, awesome. So all great questions. Again, like Indra said, congrats on being admitted. We are excited to have you. And so at this point in time, now that you've been admitted, you should get an email that prompts you to sign up for an orientation session. The orientation is completely online, 100% online. And the next one is coming up here soon. Do you know the date, Indra?
August 9th is when the next session comes up, but you want to sign up for that ASAP.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So that orientation session basically is fully online. It's open for a week, and you can complete the modules within there. Also, at that point in time, you will have a group session where the advisor will speak with you all, answer questions, and then you will schedule an advising appointment with your advisor, who will advise you on classes, and then you'll enroll. So all of that is going to be done. Really, once you sign up for orientation, you'll have all access to your advisor, and you'll sign up for classes.
Okay, and then we have another question here. Will the Coursera coach be able to look at my transcripts and get a general idea of which completed courses are transferable?
Yes.
So yeah, that's a great question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go
ahead, Indra. You can go.
Okay. So if you have not already applied to UNT and submitted your transcripts, you can work with the Coursera enrollment coaches to provide them your unofficial transcripts. and they will work with a UNT advisor to get those evaluated. I will say this, right now we are so close to the start of the fall semester that you know, it may be worth your time to just go ahead and apply and submit your transcripts officially. But if you really want to start fall semester. But if you're still exploring, you're not quite sure if you want to apply, if one of these programs is the right way for you, then you can definitely work with the Coursera enrollment coaches, provide them your unofficial transcripts, and then we can connect them with an advisor at UNT who will do the evaluation. So this is another great question. Is there a class size limit for the online classes?
So we have a very high class cap for most of these classes, but I will tell you that also we're getting more and more students. So some of these, depending what class, does have high enrollments, and we do try to make sure if you need a specific class, and especially if you're graduating, you'll get what you need in order to graduate. The advisors work with you. There are a few classes just based off of department need that might have a lower cap than the other courses. So there will be, you know, you want to register early when registration starts for upcoming classes. And believe it or not, if you are starting in the fall, registration for spring will be in October. So it comes up pretty quickly. But yes, just keep in mind that you should have no problem getting into the classes that you need, but always try to register early for those courses.
And I just like to kind of add to that, to keep in mind that these courses are taught by the same faculty who teach on-campus courses. So these courses are all taught by the same UNT faculty. These are the same versions of classes as the on-campus courses, the same kind of experience. And because of that, these classes are not being taught by, you know, AI, ChatGPT. So there are faculty who are teaching these classes, who are grading your assignments and working with you during their office hours. So because of that, faculty have limitations to how many students they can teach in one semester. So, so we want to make sure that we preserve that quality of education that you're getting, and that you are getting the same quality of education as students who are taking classes on campus.
Yeah, that's great to point out. And that also just reminded me, we are actually currently working on a class rotation list that is going to be published. So you will have that to help you plan out your semesters. So if you know, okay, you know, this class is only offered in the spring, I'll do that one next spring, I'll do a different one this time. So you can plan out your schedule as well with that rotation. So we're super excited to have that, and it should be up within the next few weeks.
And then we have another great question. I promise I'm not making these up myself. These are attendees who are asking these fabulous questions. It was many years ago that I obtained an AA degree. So do the credits expire? Do they expire?
They do not. That can be good news and bad news depending on the grades you received. But no, credits do not expire. So once you start college, those things are following you until you end college. So the credits are there, they don't expire, and we can still accept them.
And there is one exception to that. I see that this attendee put yay, so that's good news for this attendee. But some learners, maybe they started college 20 years ago, and you know, they freshman year, first time away from home, they partied a little bit too much, decided that college wasn't for them. But now they know they've been out in the workforce a little bit, and now they're like, you know what, I think I'm ready to go back to school. And it's, you know, been 20 years. I want to dive back in, get my bachelor's degree. It's kind of a wish list item. And So what happens with those bad grades from 20 years ago? If you are a Texas resident, and this is kind of Texas state policy, so it's not something that unfortunately UNT has control of, so it's Texas policy. If you are a Texas resident, you can select academic fresh start, and you would need to do that at the point that you're in the application process. So if it is something that you're interested in, then you would definitely want to reach out to an admissions counselor before you actually start the semester. But what that does is if you select academic fresh start, it wipes out everything that's older than 10 years. Now, I will say this, that you can't pick and choose. You can't say, well, I made an A in this art history class. Can I keep that and get rid of the Fs? Unfortunately, it's kind of all or nothing. And that is limited for Texas residents. But I do know of some students recently who were able to take advantage of that opportunity, and they decided that they would rather have their old grades that are older than 10 years, just completely wiped out and sort of start fresh at the point of 10 years ago. So if you are a Texas resident and you do kind of wish that your credits expired, you do have that opportunity, but you need to select that before you actually start taking classes at UNT and during the admissions process.
Yeah. And it's also along those lines, it's never too late, right, to go back to school. And we do, within these degree programs, our median age is early 40s. And then we have people in their 20s all the way up through their 70s. We've had people complete. So, some people want to complete for a promotion, for a job, others just pride of completion. It's always been a goal. So just know that no matter what, situation you're in, you're not alone. We have tons of learners coming back to school after a decent amount of time. And like we said, we want to provide and hope that we do provide all the resources you need so that UNT is your last stop and that you do graduate. So that is our goal, is really to just help you achieve your goal of graduating.
And I put in the chat once more the links if you'd like to schedule a call with Ray about the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences program, or Sarah about the Bachelor of Science in General Business program. If you are not sure which program you're interested in and you want to kind of talk about both programs, I will let you know that Sarah and Ray are both cross-trained. They refer students back and forth. So, meeting with either one of them would be great. If you are, Stephanie and I have been working with Ray and Sarah for a while now, and I can tell you that if you are just, really wanting to chat with somebody about, I'm not sure if I'm even ready to start in the fall, maybe I should start in the spring. I'm coming back from, these different things, and you just want kind of somebody to chat with, to kind of work that through as a sounding board. They are fabulous at, talking those things through with you. They will cheer you on and, celebrate when your admission and everything, but they are absolutely there to, kind of walk you through that decision-making process and make sure that you are, in the right place where you really want to be and where you will thrive. So I really encourage you to take that opportunity to schedule a call with Ray or Sarah.
Awesome. So it looks like we have no more questions in the Q&A or the chat. Just want to thank you all for joining us today, and hopefully we were able to give you a little bit more clarity on these two degree programs and what we at UNT stand for and offer you. Again, utilize your resources with Sarah and Ray, and hopefully, if not this fall, then we'll see you in a semester down the line at UNT. So thank you very much.